Welcome back to Small Talk. You're here again this week with Brandon, Jaden, and Trey. I feel like it's the first time in a while it's all three of us here, but we're doing our final mock draft. We're 1 week out when we're filming this. I'll probably post this Monday like I did last time. Last mock draft. Guess we can just jump right in. We're going to do 10 picks each. We're going to do the first two as obvious. I mean, the first two were locked in this draft. First pick, Trevor Lawrence. If anyone wants to comment, go for it.
Best prospect since Luck.
He's very good. Second pick, obvious, Zach Wilson to the Jets. A lot of comparisons to Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. Seems a little inflated comparison wise, but he's got all the talent in the world. So this is where the draft really starts. Jaden's on the clock here at number 3 with the Niners. Go for it.
So with the Niners, at first when they said they were talking about Mac Jones, I thought it was just a smokescreen. But just the feel I'm getting as we get closer to the draft night, I really do think Mac Jones will be the 49ers quarterback in the future. I think something has happened since they acquired Jimmy Garoppolo. They don't necessarily believe in him anymore, which is crazy because they made it to the Super Bowl with him. And Mac Jones is a solid guy with a good team around him, like he had at Alabama. He can win games, and I think the 49ers do have a good team. They were hit with injuries last year, and I think that's why they're picking so high. And so I think they go with Mac Jones. Kyle Shanahan wants something right now, as opposed to somebody like Trey Lance, who might be better in the future. So I think they go Mac Jones.
Yep. Yeah, I think he's going to go there for sure. They just want something stable, someone that's going to run Shanahan's offense and not try to, audible out of things, and someone that's going to be solid for him. So, Trey, you're on the clock next. Atlanta Falcons at number 4.
So you got the Falcons here. There's a lot of questions around the league. It seems like people more and more, as time goes on, are questioning Matt Ryan as his ability to win games and be reach competitiveness for the top tier quarterbacks around the league. But personally, I don't think with the contract that he's got, I don't see them looking to replace him immediately. So I think with their first pick, I honestly, as much as I think that it would benefit them to have a backup plan for Matt Ryan, because obviously, I mean, if you got as much talk as you do around him right now, I think it could definitely throw his confidence. We saw the Wentz effect when the organization kind of bailed on him, didn't believe in him, what occurred there. We're not getting into that. But anyway, if I'm having to pick somebody here for Atlanta, realistically, I see them going with another offensive weapon. So I'm going to have to go with Pitts here. Definitely the way that things have been going for Pitts as far as analysis and his ability in combine virtually.
Yeah, he's definitely the best prospect in my opinion in this draft outside of, quarterbacks and stuff. The Bengals is an interesting one because I think their need is obvious and what they need a tackle. They need to protect Burrow, but Jamar Chase is just so enticing that they might take him. So I'm stuck between both of them. I like to think they'll come to their senses though, and they'll take Penei Sewell at 5. I don't know if they'll actually do that, but for Joe Burrow's sake, hopefully they do. Jaden, you're back on the clock.
All right, so the Dolphins, I think this is a perfect scenario for them. Sitting here at 6, there's a lot of questions. Is Tua their guy? Should they stay at 3 quarterback? There's all these questions. I think for right now, Tua is the guy, and I think they're going to try to surround him with weapons to see if he is that guy. And so I know they had Devontae Parker. I know they brought in Will Fuller, but it was only to a 1-year deal. And so I think they go best wide receiver available since Kyle Pitts is off the board, and I think they go Jamar Chase.
There you have it, off the board. Trey, you're on the clock with the Lions.
So, let's see here. So Detroit is an interesting situation because obviously you're bringing in a new. They're moving in a little bit different direction. Of course, I'm not as big of a believer in golf because I definitely would favor. I favor more Stafford than I do Jared Goff, but the Lions definitely has it listed there wide receiver. I think Detroit. They do need a receiver, of course. Galladay signed with the New York, signed with the Giants. So losing Galladay was, of course, very productive when he was on the field. Had a little bit injury issues there. So at 7, I want to say the flashy position to them, of course, wide receiver. It's listed there for a reason. Number 1. If I'm going with receiver number 1 in Detroit, best fit for Detroit, I'm going to say they're probably going Chase. Chase number 1 in Detroit, because I know I watched it. The last video I watched coming out of the analysis there, Jaden smirking a little bit, but they were high on Chase, even though Chase hadn't played a down of organized football in over a year. But I don't know. It is Detroit. Rip to his career.
I was only grinning because I just picked Chase to go to the Dolphins the pick before.
You picked Chase?
Trey's
to
sleep
go to the
deprived.
I thought you picked Penny Sewell.
That was me.
No.
Yeah, Trey is sleep deprived. I let him keep going on though. That was good.
Yeah. Wow.
That's something the Lions would do though. They would turn in the pick that's already been. I could totally see
Yeah.
them doing that.
Yeah. It is Detroit.
Yeah. So who you got them taking that's not Jamar Chase?
You might laugh at me, but I'm going with my boy Smith.
All right. There he goes.
I personally just think he'll fall just because there's speculation on his weight. But no, I can see them going Smith.
Small.
He's 166.
Yeah, he's small.
That's you. That he's literally weighs as much as you do.
Oh.
He's less now.
Which is crazy to think. Like, yeah, that's just you. I mean, you think of these receivers, these big muscular guys like DK Metcalf and Julio. But no, talent-wise, yeah, he could go anywhere from early in the draft to later because of
the
his
20s or something. Who knows?
That's the thing with him and Waddle. It's essential for them to they have to maintain that speed aspect. Of course, it's crucial for any player to maintain his speed and breakaway. But for them being the builds they are, especially for Smith, it's crucial for him to stay speed-wise in tip-top shape.
Yep. Up next, the Panthers. Real quick, I just looking at the needs for the Lions. Goodness, they just need everything. Anyway, Panthers on the clock. Justin Fields is available. There's been some talk about the Panthers and Darnold are having a tough time negotiating his 5th-year extension coming up. But I think they'll run with Darnold. They'll keep him. That says wide receiver here. DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are in contract years, so you probably want to shore up that position. So I think they go Jalen Waddle here.
Oh my gosh, what the?
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, but I think they go. I think they go wide receiver. I could see it, especially if Sue is off the board. The only other reasonable pick is Slater.
Could you possibly see a trade back potentially?
Yeah, I definitely could because it's such a tackle and receiver heavy draft that they can get what they want later on. I could see someone like the Broncos trading up one spot, or I could see the Giants trading up. Cardinals have had a lot of talk. Patriots have had a lot of talk. There's teams with capital to move up, so I could see it. But for now, I'll just pick Waddle. So.
Wow. I think the Broncos. Oh my gosh. Sorry, if viewers are watching this and they see my eyes looking elsewhere, I'm watching the Sixers game right now.
Oh,
they're currently letting Brooke Lopez go to work.
That's
anyways, The Broncos, I think they're going to take a quarterback. I think they're, from what I've read and heard, they're fine with either Justin Fields or Trey Lance, whichever quarterback is left there. Um, Personally, I really like Justin Fields. For some reason, I don't know why he's getting, a knock on him and he's been falling. Personally, I think he's better than Zach Wilson. He's played in bigger games at a higher level in college, and for the most part, he's played well. So I think Elway, you know, I think this is a pick made for him. Their former franchise quarterback looking to get their franchise quarterback, and I think they go Justin Fields here at 9.
There you have it. Trey's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, on the clock. Here we go.
I've heard a lot of talk from my guys in the Cowboys camp that they're looking at Surtain because their defense is already just piss. It's terrible. The defense, everybody knows it's just dog crap. It sucks. So I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Scary Jerry's going with Surtain.
Yeah, that seems like one of the more obvious picks of the draft.
But Scary Jerry, all we know, he could find out. I don't know. He loves to piss other teams off. So who knows? Might take somebody just to get at somebody.
Yeah. All right. Giants on the clock. This is a pretty bad situation for the Giants. I think they would look to get one of the top tackles or one of the top receivers. Slater's still here, though, so I think they'll probably go him. Micah Parsons is super tempting. I personally would take Trey Lance because I hate Daniel Jones, but they're not going to do that. So I'll give him Slater here to shore up that O-line. Andrew Thomas last year isn't looking too good, so yeah, we'll see what they can do this year. Jaden's shaking his head. Is that because of the Sixers game, or?
Dude, this is ridiculous. Hold on, the schedule makers are ridiculous here.
Oh, here we go. We got a rant incoming from.
Because the Sixers literally are on a back-to-back. They played in Philadelphia against the second best team in the West, in the Suns. That game went down to the wire, and then they asked them to fly to Milwaukee to then play the Bucks, who are the third best team in the East. And the last time the Bucks played was Monday.
Good grief. That's awful.
Good gosh.
That's
I
terrible.
love helping out at Campo. You know he's the new face of the league, man.
So, all right. So
Eagles are on the clock, though. Jaden is GM
right.
Dixon is on the clock.
Come on, Jaden. If you got to think like the Eagles here, you got to take somebody that the fans absolutely hate.
No. So
Lance
last time the Eagles picked 12th, they picked Pro Bowler, All Pro. Good case to make a Hall of Fame. Definitely an Eagles Hall of Famer, but Fletcher Cox was the last player they took 12.
Hell State, baby.
Yes,
Yeah,
Hell
right.
State indeed.
Oh, gosh.
Eagles don't value the linebacker position. They really don't. I don't see Michael Parsons here. I would love Parsons. But the player that I think is climbing up draft boards that I think is a stud is J.C. Horn. Eagles are high on him. He comes from a football family. He's got a good corner built. And I think they bring in somebody to play opposite Darius Slay, and they go with J.C. Horn.
Trey was on the phone there for a second. What was that about?
Pulling out the Joe Horn.
Oh,
Phone out the goalpost.
yeah, right. Let's see. Is this me? Is this Trey? This is Trey.
That's Trey.
Yeah.
So here we're looking at we pick 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Chargers.
Or the Chargers. The Chargers, they obviously have their man. Definitely, I think anybody that watched a good bit of football last year, and if you didn't, pretty impressed with Herbert. Herbert stepping it up, even though I think he's going to have an year, even though he lost Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry was hurt for a decent portion of the year last year. I'm not sure how many games he missed anyway, but he did all right without him. definitely, I'm not a fan of Anthony Lynn the way he was. So I think he was uh, holding back Herbert a little bit, and the team as a whole kind of cost him in some late games. So hopefully that whole situation was just some of the issue there, and Herbert can move forward. Anyways, I think that definitely going to have some issues with protection in LA unless you go with somebody as far as offensive linemen there. Looking at the top offensive linemen we got on the board, let's see. I think out of all those offensive linemen listed there, the one that I've watched the most actually might surprise you. I watched a lot of Stanford football last year, and Walker Little, when he go ahead, laugh it up. This might be the steal of the draft. It just something he does when they pull on the offensive line. Little has the ability. He's very quick with his shuffle. He has the ability to pick up the way that the defense shifts. And I was impressed with that because Stanford themselves weren't just all around beast powerhouse football squad, and playing at 1 a.m. in the morning, you kind of start dozing off. But I did notice his ability. So I think they're going to take some people by surprise here. I'm going with Walker Little.
There he is off the board. All right, Jaden, what are your thoughts on that pick?
Dude, if you're watching Stanford football, you got to be watching USC football. They're the same position. Elijah Vera-Tucker is way better.
Christian Darrisaw right here.
And then Christian Darrisaw is also good as well.
Nope, not happening.
Stuff like that happens, though. I mean, you never know.
They're not the Raiders, though. The Raiders take dudes like that.
Well, and Farrell.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's bad. Let's see. I didn't see my guy on here. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Vikings on the clock. I think this is where we get an edge rusher off the board. It's not going to be the top guy ranked here, though. I think they're
looking for Gregory.
No, I'm looking for the other Miami. I'm going for Jalen Phillips. Yeah, I like his fit. Vikings are depleted on their old defensive line. They need all the help they can get. I think Jalen Phillips is going to surprise people. Is this the first edge taken?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the first edge taken. Might be a hot take. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Patriots on the board, on the clock. Trey Lance still there. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the pick. Trey Lance, who I have going to the Patriots. In my own mock draft, that if our viewers check it out on Facebook, just look me up. I had the Patriots actually moving up, trading, but it worked out perfectly in this mock draft. They're able to sit there. And for some reason, the Patriots like Cam Newton so much that they decided to bring him back, even though he was not that good last year. And I think Trey Lance is somebody who gives them that same style of play as far as big arm, versatile, can run. He's well respected amongst his teammates. And it just seems like a Patriot guy. And I think Bill Belichick gets his QB.
All right. Trey, you're up with the Cardinals.
Ooh, so Cardinals, interesting situation because Pat has dipped.
Oh.
So they're obviously looking to fill the void there. Picked up Mr. Torn Labrum himself and J.J. Watt. He's a walking torn ligament away from ended season. Starts out every year, and you got the hype around him. And then again, he was playing in Houston, and if it's true to form, the doctors were just as bad as everything else in Houston. They probably didn't know what the heck they were doing, so maybe we'll be able to stay healthy this year. But if we're talking about the Cardinals here, like I mentioned, Pat is gone, so they got a little bit of a void there. I think I can see the Cardinals probably going with a player in the secondary, most likely a corner.
Caleb Farley?
It's either between him for me or do they go Asante Samuel Jr. But I don't know. I think definitely
Greg
Farley,
Newsom's not on your board?
Farley would probably go first. I'd give him Caleb Farley.
All right. There you go.
Not a big Asante Samuel fan, Jane.
I am, but most of my
cracking up.
scouts have him. Most of my scouts have him going in the early second.
Yeah, Jaden Scouts.
Your organization.
All right. Raiders are up, and much like last time we did our mock draft, Micah Parsons just fell in their lap. I think Micah Parsons might be one of the better athletes in this draft. And if he's there for the Raiders at 17, they're going to be jumping around because he probably shouldn't fall this far. But there's just so much positional need ahead of this that I just don't see a linebacker being taken. Maybe the Eagles. I don't know. But, yeah. Jaden, you're up again. Do you have the other Dolphins pick too?
No, I did.
Yep, you're up again.
So for the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle been selected?
Sure did. I took him with the Panthers.
Oh yeah. All right. So so they went offense first. I think they'll go defense now. And I think they go linebacker. Jeremiah Awasawa Karamoa. I have no clue if I butchered that name or not, but speedy linebacker, hard worker. Notre Dame usually produces solid football players, and I think he'd be a solid addition to their defense.
He's a lot like he reminds me of Jalen Smith a little bit from Notre Dame coming out a couple years back. So Trey, you're up with the Washington football team.
Oh, real quick. Trey mentioned Houston. It looks like Deshaun Watson is in his. I'm just throwing that out there. His lawyer released, their statements and whatnot. Seems like these chicks, as usual, were out there,
What do you say?
wanting money from the
like
information.
25 of them.
No. From the information that
Here we go.
Watson's attorneys and his team has released at the beginning of this week, it looks like I think it was 23 out of the 25 exaggerated their stories. There's proof out there where they say they didn't enjoy working with Watson, but then have told family members and friends that they would work with him again. And there's only 2 females that he had sexual relationships with, but it was consensual.
I saw one of the chicks said if she's lesbian, but if she wasn't, she
exactly.
And I quote, jump his bones. I think
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It happens far too many times when these females see an opportunity to get money and they then do it.
Jade's about to get canceled. The Me Too movie.
Dude, I'm not getting. It's just if he comes out and he's guilty, then
Twitter
he's guilty.
better not see
but
that.
But the information I've seen from the female sides and then now Watson, his attorneys, it looks like it's a typical case of exploiting somebody for money.
I unleashed my inner Tucker Carlson face there for a second.
Anyway, back to planet Earth.
Back to WTF here.
Yeah.
Washington team football. Washington team football is dumpster fire of an organization already, and with their quarterback situation, they lost. Of course, Dummy is in. Did he sign with Pittsburgh?
Who?
Did he sign in Pittsburgh?
Oh, Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then check down decided to call it quits.
Oh, come on, man.
I've looked at several.
Heineke at?
Wasn't real sure here what WTF was looking to do here. So I've looked at several different sources, and they all seem to be in agreement here that since Jaden just selected Jeremiah Wosu-Kuroma off the board, that the football team is going to select Elijah Vera Tucker from USC.
All right, there he is. All right, Chicago Bears on the clock. They need just about everything. Christian Barmore has fallen quite a bit, but they don't really need help there. Christian Darrisaw is still here, but I think they need to shore up their secondary. So I am going to take a look, and Greg Newsom's the only guy that makes sense. So I'll take Greg Newsome to Chicago.
All right.
Jaden,
So the Colts here, you have them taking so you had Jalen Phillips, the first edge rusher, going off the board. I think they could use definitely edge rusher to pair with DeForest Buckner and add to that defense. It's already solid. And so I think they go with the most ready NFL prospect on the D line, and that's Kwity Paye.
There he is. Trey, you're on the clock with the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans here. All right, so on Tennessee, we got here in Tennessee is an interesting case because I think Tennessee's hit or miss. For me personally, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole situation with Tannehill, and I definitely feel like he's talented, and I'm not at all having them taking a quarterback because Tannehill.
I'm about to say, what quarterback would you even take? Kyle
But,
Trask.
I think that their defense was a little bit troublesome. Definitely. If we're looking here, as far as secondary, we got some. Let's see what we got left here. Who all's left at corner?
Your boy Asante Samuel Jr.
Asante Samuel's on the board.
Almost got taken at like 12 or something.
As far as those as the top three, what about safeties? Who got sitting on the board?
Trayvon is the best. Trayvon.
I think that as far as safeties are concerned, yeah, I think Trayvon's definitely better than Elijah Molden as an overall prospect. He's got more potential, potential to play multiple positions in the secondary. And whereas Molden, I see him as I don't see him being able to transition to another position if he needed to transition to corner at some point or cover a receiver one-on-one. I don't see Molden doing that a couple of times last year where if you spread it out wide, if you go back and watch some of the Washington tape.
You're watching Washington football?
They spread it out wide, and that was an issue for the Golden Dogs up there in the purple.
Ooh.
Who the hell?
I'll give them
Golden Dogs.
give them a Trevon Mooring.
He is. All right. JTS Jets on the board. This is kind of worst case scenario for the Jets here. A lot of the people they want are off the board. I don't know. You might look at tackle, wide receiver, edge, maybe. I don't know. It's tough. I've seen a lot of people linking Dylan Radins to the Jets. I don't like that pick, but I have seen a lot of people saying we're linked to him. I've also seen Nick Bolton a lot. I've seen it. And
who is Dylan Radins?
I trust me, bro. I've seen so many people, like sources wise. I don't want to take them, but I've seen people say it. I've never done a mock draft where I've taken Rashad Bateman, but that might change today. I don't know. It was like between him or Christian Darrisaw. That's tough. I think Corey Davis is a tough guy to walk in as your number one option. You gotta have some upside. Denzel Mims is there, but I'll take Rashad Bateman. Just why not? Something fun. Jaden, you're back on the clock with the Steelers.
So since Le'Veon Bell's departure, they've really struggled to find the running back one. James Conner just wasn't able to stay healthy for them, and they really struggled last year.
Why is he the number one back?
Yeah, I have no clue. They could go offensive line too, but I think they go Najee Harris and try to shore up their running back number one.
Yeah. And what world is whatever? All right, Trey, you're on the clock with the Jaguars.
So Jaguars went. I just see Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer loves to run up the score if he gets a chance. Urban Meyer, he's a. Don't even get me started on Urban. I man, the mock drafts all have him taking a safety, but I just don't. I'm not buying it. I think they're going to get a target for Trevor Lawrence here. And as far as the receivers left on the board for Jacksonville, a fit I see there. Ooh, tough. I could see them taking a. I honestly don't. I don't see them. I'm gonna throw him Rondell Moore.
Oh boy,
Jaden's got the O face.
Rondell Moore off the
Dude,
board.
we're really letting Terrence Marshall slip here.
Yep.
Hey, what are you gonna do, man? Like I said, these things happen, man. These things happen. All right, Browns are on the clock. I don't think anyone expected Christian Barmore to still be here. They've done a lot of work in the trenches on both sides of the ball, but if they have the opportunity, they'll probably do it even more and just be a legit powerhouse in the trenches on both sides of the ball. And I think they'll take Christian Barmore if he's there at 26.
Well, steal of the draft here. Ravens, no doubt. The receiving core is one of the worst in the leagues. And I think they get a steal here in Terrence Marshall.
Well, let's hope that quarterback can get him the ball.
Yeah. All right, Trey with the Saints, former team. Trey's been with about 8 teams at this point, but
Big E. After visiting the Big Easy, I will say that city is very, very interesting. I was impressed. So when Big Easy rise up, I quite the experience.
up.
Saw a lot of things that my young eyes had never seen.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, for the Bowl City, New Orleans. I don't know. I've seen them linked to. I really don't think they're going to take this guy in the first round, but I've seen them linked to. Go ahead and laugh it up. They've been linked to Kyle Trask. I don't think they're going to take him in the first round.
I think that's who we picked last time, right, Jaden? Pretty sure we did. I can see it, man. What?
What's going on over there, Jaden?
What's going on?
I had to remove something from the background.
What?
I had to remove something. I will just disclose what it is off camera.
Okay.
What's going on? All right, whatever. Back to the Saints.
Saints. You know what? Let's just say they surprised some folks here. They're afraid of him getting taken. Kyle Trask, New Orleans.
All right.
Even though I think he's overrated.
Yeah, I'm not too high on him. All right. Packers on the clock here. Christian Darrisaw is still on the board. I think they have a decent offensive line though, so they'll probably go over him as well. But that is such a slip. He is falling. Oh, this is tough because there's like, what are the linebackers looking like? Like Nick Bolton? Like that's awful. Oh man, Asante Sam, I don't have him as a first rounder. They might just go best available and honestly go get the tackle. I don't know, or get a wideout. I'll give him Elijah Moore. That's a tough pick for the Packers. It's probably one of the situations where they trade back. I'll go with Elijah Moore.
Straight out of Old Piss.
Yeah, right. Jaden's final pick, Buffalo Bills.
So the Bills so in the Super Bowl, the Buccaneers are just easily able to get to the quarterback. And, the prior game, the Bills really struggled to, take advantage of that makeshift offensive line that the Chiefs had. And I think they saw the effects that a good defensive line had. And so he's still available. Gregory Rousseau.
He should be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they go Gregory Rousseau, who I think really has the most upside and potential out of all the defensive linemen in the first round, and I think they go with him.
All right. Trey's final pick, Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, looking at the Chiefs, let's go ahead and see who we got left here at this position. Oh man, that, shoot, that's kind of depleted here, but oh Lord, when do y'all take Christian Darrisaw already?
Nope, he's there. This is like a dream scenario for the Chiefs if he can slip
Saying
in
that
there.
their whole line is gone, so I think if Darrisaw is definitely available there, then
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'd snag him up fairly quick.
Yeah, that's a dream scenario for them. All right, last pick of the first round, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what? This might be a hot take, but I think they're gonna
Hey,
take a
Frank.
running back. I'm gonna go with Travis Etienne. I don't think they're married to Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. And I think they're going to get even more weapons for their offense. Let's look at the draft grades here. Anything that stands out. See Trey's picks. Trey had one or two that.
Who did the Bucs just signed a running back? Who was it? Who did they sign? Somebody went down there. I can't remember who it was.
How was Jamar Chase a B-?
That's a good question.
Walker.
There it is.
Oh,
Walker Little.
Walker Little going 13th overall.
Heck yeah.
Trey's watching all the tape on Walker Little.
Yeah, said he studied Stanford at 1 a.m.
Let's see here.
Good luck.
Whoa, big old and a D for Kyle Trask. F.
Yeah.
Big F.
Golly.
Yeah, we'll see if they take Rondale because they're going to get exposed. And
I forgot the Bucs signed him.
Who?
Giovanni Bernard.
That's awful. But yeah, aside from this F here, I think it's pretty solid.
He said, "Oh, it's supposed to be Gio. What the heck?"
Yeah, what the heck?
It's like a defensive player.
Any final thoughts here?
I think we could personally do a challenge. We all make our 32 picks and see who's the most accurate, and then on the episode after the draft, we'll deem that person our small talk draft expert.
All right.
All right.
You want to just do that like offline?
Yeah, just offline.
All right, I'll just get it done by next week, and
yeah. If we were in person, I actually think this is a good idea. My dad's doing, but he's meeting with a couple buddies at a bar, and they're watching the draft, and they're bringing 32 $1 bills, and before every pick, you say who's going to be that pick, and you throw in your dollar bill.
What?
What? That's a good way to get money.
What? I'm confused. Like what?
So Trey would go. So when it's the Chargers pick, Trey would throw his dollar. I got Walker Little here, and then I'd be like, I have Christian Darrisaw, and then boom,
Christian Darrisaw, Christian Darrisaw,
Christian Buzzsaw out there.
Yeah. When's the next time you guys are in town?
May.
We ought to do one of these live.
Yeah, May.
Not
I know,
live, but like in person.
I know for sure. I will be. I'll be in there May 20th through the 23rd. Trey should be there. It's his own brother's graduation.
All right, sweet. Yeah, we can do an episode in person. That would be good.
Yeah, it'd be like Dave Portnoy getting together with the BFFs.
Yeah, whatever that means.